Hi! I have no idea what just happened. But YouTube said that there was like copyrighted music playing or something. So I don't know. Maybe it was my neighbors that my mic was picking up on. I'm not sure. Um. Anyway, uh, let's start this from the beginning. I hope you had time to grab your blanket, towel, yoga mat. You can grab a block if you want one. I'm not going to use one. Grab some water because we're gonna just hop right into this since it's 10 minutes later. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. All right, but we figured it out. So this practice today is meant to help you on a very, very busy day. A lot of times, like Mondays will drag and stuff like that. And so, what we're going to do in this practice is really work on things that you can do. You can always come back to this practice, like if you're on your lunch break, or if you just, even if just to come back to your breath when you're at a busy day at work, especially as we come back into the workforce. Everybody's starting to go back to work and stuff like that in a lot of places. So, may the 4th be with you. I've got my cool Star Wars garb on, and we are going to start into Tadasana Mountain Pose. So go ahead and spread your feet hip width apart. We are not clawing into our toes, but we're actually lifting them up. Engaging in our core, rolling our hip bones forward, drawing our shoulders down and back, chins parallel to the floor, opening our hands out. Take a nice deep inhale in and exhale. As we breathe in, we're breathing in through the core as well as the chest if you want to, but we're really trying to breathe into that belly. If you would like to practice, and if that's something you're working on, you can draw your hands to your belly. Inhale in, feel your fingers expand. Exhale it all out. If you're happy here in Tadasana, go ahead and soften your gaze. And really listen to the sound of your breath. I say it a lot, and it sounds like one of the most simple things to do. But listening to the sound of your breath is one of those skills that takes a lot of time and practice to cultivate. And it's one of those things, I'm zenning out over here. It's one of those things that listening to the sound of your breath can always bring you to a place of peace and it helps you center yourself. It's one of those things, I have really bad anxiety, like clinically diagnosed anxiety. And listening to the sounds of your breath is one of those things that when you're feeling anxious or upset or angry, remembering that you can listen to the sound of your breath and actually doing so, it is an immediate calming practice. So if you're having a crazy busy day at work or with your kids or just anything with family, listening to the sound of your breath. And that's what yoga really is. It's listening to the sound of our breath and using our breath to guide our movements and to guide our practice. All right. So root to rise, we're going to come down to come up. Bring our hands up and over. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to follow that all the way through to forward fold. You don't have to be at the top of your mat right now. If you want to be, you can be. But right now we're just going to work on loosening everything up. Walking our fingers side to side. Inhale, coming up to a flat back. So I'm going to turn so you guys can see, but you don't have to turn if you don't want to. Coming up to a flat back. Hands can be on the thighs, they can be on the shins, they can be resting on the floor. I'm a little stiff today. The most important thing here is that our back is flat, almost like a tabletop. We're sending our gaze forward. Exhale, release forward, bending those knees generously. Excellent. Maybe walking side to side, like I can really feel it in my hips today. Inhale, slowly rolling it all up, stacking one vertebrae over the last, coming up, 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 up. Very nice. In to Tadasana. Root to rise. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, we're going to draw our elbows and shoulders down and back, making almost a field goal and a small back bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart. Root to rise. Inhale, come up. Same thing as last time. Big ball of energy. Exhaling, drawing those shoulder blades back, those elbows out to the sides at a 90-degree angle. Small back bend. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're going to work on a little bit of a balancing pose today. It's going to ignite our energy. So walk your feet together, zipping up through the thighs, zipping up through the core. Inhale, we're going to draw our foot to either our ankle. If you are just starting to work on this pose, you might be balancing with your toes on the floor here. Foot to ankle, foot to shin, or if it feels really good, you can draw that foot. You don't want to stack it on the knee, but you can draw it right above the knee, or even all the way up onto your thigh. We are pressing, we're creating a duality here, so we're pressing into our thigh with our foot and pressing our thigh back. So we're really trying to press into each other. Holding our hands at heart, lifting our toes off the floor. We're not crashing down into them. We don't want to claw into the floor. Opening up through that right thigh, or the thigh that's up. If you want a little more, you can try opening your palms up, opening them up to the sky. If you're like, this is cake, give me some more, go ahead and draw your fingers around your big toe. We're going to extend it out and extend our other hand out. Excellent. No matter where you are, take a nice big breath in, and on the exhale, slowly release back down, very slowly and controlled, coming back. Excellent. Pedal your feet out, pedal your hips out. Root to rise. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And we're going to swan dive all the way through, forward fold. Maybe shaking your head no, nodding it yes. Inhale, slowly coming up, stacking each vertebrae over the last until you're all the way up, drawing your shoulders down and back. Exhale, root to rise. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Working the other side now. You can either start by drawing your foot just right off the floor, drawing it to your ankle or your shin, or reaching down and go ahead and grab it and place that foot all the way against your thigh. I find if I'm having trouble balancing, to find a single point of focus on the wall, try not to drop your gaze here, so like on the wall or up towards the ceiling. This is a pose you want to be really open for. Opening up through the chest. We're not clawing into the floor. We're actually, if you want to, you can lift your toes off. Spreading our fingers wide in at their prayer position is generally helpful. And remember, no matter how experienced you are, you're going to feel a little shake and a wobble. No one is perfectly still all of the time. We're very dynamic creatures. If you want a little more, you can go ahead and reach down, grab the big toe with your with your pointer finger and your middle finger, and go ahead and extend that leg out to the side as you extend your other arm out, spreading your fingers wide, keeping good yogi toes here. And no matter where you are, it's a little too much for me on that side. No matter where you are, take a nice big breath in. And on the exhale, go ahead and release it all down. Pedaling it out. Go ahead and walk to the top of your mat. Root to rise. Inhale, draw your hands up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Swan dive all the way on through to forward fold. Plant your palms and either step or hop it back to plank. Spreading your fingers as wide as starfish, pushing up and away from the earth, engaging in the core, pressing into the back heels. Good. Exhale, slowly release and hover, coming onto the tops of our feet. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, coming back down, curling the back toes under. Inhale, we're going to push up, take a big breath of energy and do a nice push up. Exhale, sending our hips up and back into our first downward facing dog. Very nice. We are really sinking into those back heels. Now, it doesn't matter if our heels touch the floor. That's not what we're going for here. But we do want to keep a slight bend in the elbows. Our thumb is parallel with the front of our mat. Our forefinger is parallel with the side of our mat, pointing right towards the front. Dropping our head, really pressing our belly towards our thighs. Good. And go ahead and exhale, coming into a tabletop. If you want to grab a blanket here to pad your knees, I encourage you to do so if you need one. You can also always fold your mat over. Inhaling into a flat back, tabletop. Exhale, dropping the belly. Inhale, dropping the belly. Dear goodness. Sending our gaze up. Meow meow. All right, that works out though because this is cat-cow. Exhale, curling through the tailbone, drawing our navel in and up, dropping our head down. Inhale, dropping the belly, curving the spine as we send our gaze upward. Exhale, coming back the other way, rolling through our tailbone, drawing our navel in, dropping our head so we can look at our belly. Inhale, looking up, and go ahead and move with the sound of your breath in this wonderful cat-cow, maybe finding some movement side to side. Now we're going to come back to flat back, and I'm going to explain it, and then we're going to do it together. So we're going to do, we're going to just inhale, come up, we're going to roll through here. We're going to make like a big circle with our chest almost, but the elements are the same as cat-cow. So as we inhale, we curve our spine, drop our bellies, come sending our gaze slightly up, and exhale, curling all the way through. And we're going to rotate one way, so you can go ahead and start now if you want to. So what we do is we're inhale, dropping the belly. We're actually bending our elbows here. We're getting a nice, like, almost like a drunk cat-cow is how I've heard this described before. Inhale, dropping the belly and rotating. Exhale, rolling up through the spine and rolling through. You should feel this in your hips. And we're using our breath to guide our movement. Switch directions if you haven't already. My hips absolutely love this. Good. Inhale or exhale, come back to tabletop. Curling the back toes underneath. Inhale, we're going to hover our knees right above for 3 really good, solid breaths here. Feeling that prana, that shake. On your next exhale, sending your hips up and back straight into a downward facing dog. Excellent. Nice. Pedaling it out if that feels good. Bending our knees, sending our gaze forward in either step or hopping back up into forward fold. If you're going to hop, think about hopping straight. Think about kicking your legs up into the air towards the sky or the ceiling instead of forward. It'll help you, so you don't just crash down. Excellent, very nice. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way back up. Drawing our shoulder blades down and back. Exhale into Tadasana. And this is where we are going to end our practice today, is in Tadasana. If you would like to go into Shavasana, I encourage you to do so. You can go through a vinyasa, which would be forward fold, separate hop back into plank. Send your hips up into downward dog, and come back forward into plank, lower, and hover, baby cobra, upward dog. And then make your way to your back. Otherwise, go ahead and soften your gaze here. If you are comfortable with it, root to rise with your eyes closed. Hands up overhead, exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy. I really, 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 I just love doing yoga on my own, but it's really wonderful to get to share it with you guys. So pat yourself on the back, figuratively, literally. Give yourself a nice big hug. Good job being here. Good job getting onto the mat. Good job taking this time for yourself. You are amazing. I hope you have a great day. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu starts at 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, so that's in about an hour and a half. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you on Wednesday at noon. Go ahead and you're going to do a small bow. Namaste. The light in me vows to the light in you. Thank you guys so much for being here. You're fantastic. Don't forget it. May the 4th be with you. I know, super nerdy. I'm also a Trekkie. I'm a nerd. I like Star Trek. I love Star Wars. I like anything happening with outer space, actually. Okay, so please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Heart and Soul BJJ. You guys can also find our Discord chat. I believe the link is in the bio. I will add the link to the description. It's probably not in there on the live stream, but it will be there later. And make sure if you liked this video that you like the video, you subscribe to the channel. I'm really happy to offer free online yoga. I'm really happy to be able to help Chris teach free online jiu-jitsu. But the best way you guys can support us right now is to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. You're amazing. Yeah. Have a great day.